If you have the Celestron 4, 5, 6, or 8 SE with the Alt as mount, this video is for you. We're going to go through how to set it up from beginning to end. Very simple, the simplest method I found out there. Note this does not address the equatorial wedge that comes with the 4 and the 5 SE. Please refer to your instruction manuals for that. Not too much different, but you do have to raise the wedge to your latitude. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that this third one leg right here is faced due north. You can use a compass, or I have a compass app on my phone. Just make sure you don't get the compass too close to this plate, or it's going to throw the compass off, both on the phone and your regular compass. Note about the legs on the Alt as mount. The legs are a little thinner than the AVX, Celestron AVX. So the lower you can have the bottom part of the legs, the better the center of gravity, and you're going to have less shake. Okay, then you want to level it off. Now this isn't super important on an equatorial mount, it's not that important really, but you do want to get it close. So I already leveled this off, so I already know exactly where it is. Okay, all set. Next thing we do is we put the mount on. Always hold on to everything until you know it's screwed in. I don't tighten everything down completely until I have all three threaded, because you might have to move it just a little bit. And then you don't want to crank them either. Everything is just a little bit more than finger tight. Finger tight in 1/8 of a turn, I'd say. Okay, now you're ready to put the telescope on. Now we're ready to put the telescope on. And I will note a couple things. Make sure, again, you're holding on to it, making sure that it's all cinched in before you let it go. Okay, then don't over tighten this again. Okay. Never over tighten anything. Okay. Now it's on and it's good. I wanted to note, obviously you want to plug this into the auxiliary port. I have a electronic focuser motor, some of you don't. This process is the same for the 4, 5, 6, and 8 SE. On the Alt as mount, they're all basically the same, just a different size of the scope. Right now, I use mine for imaging, and I use it on my equatorial mount, so you'll notice that my red dot finder is down here instead of up here where yours is going to be, and I have a camera instead of where my angle is, my 90 degree is going to be. So from here, what we want to do is we want to obviously turn it on, which I already did. And then what you want to do is you make sure that you have a good app that shows you the star alignments, because you really, in the constellations, you need to get used to them. Different times a year are different, very recognizable constellations that you're going to use to align your mount every single time. So first thing we do is we have this already set in due north. This is the easiest way to do it, by the way. I want to use my eye scope. Pretend you have your eyepiece in here, and I want to line it up with Polaris right directly on. So I'm going to go all the way up to Polaris. Now this is during the day, remember, so obviously I can't see Polaris. Okay, let's pretend Polaris is right there. I'll use my hand controller to look and find Polaris, make sure that I'm on it. And as soon as I have Polaris centered in my eyepiece, all I do is I go straight down, because I want to have this level. So I go straight down until it's about level. Then I grab my level, set it on top, and I keep going down until my bubble is level. Now you are perfectly aligned with Polaris. From here, this is where we go into doing the 2-star alignment. Okay, so once you have it all leveled off there and centered with Polaris, now we're going to hit enter, and we're going to use the scroll buttons up and down, and I'm going to pick 2-star alignment. I'm not going to do auto 2-star alignment, because what I found, auto two-star, you pick a star and it tries to go to it, but it's usually way off. So know your constellations. I actually have an app on my phone that helps me know the constellations, and I know exactly where everything is, and they made your stars of what time of year to align it to. So we're going to hit 2-star alignment. Custom site. This is my preference. So I'll hit custom site, and this isn't my latitude right now, but you'll put in your numbers and it'll know right away where you are. So let's just pretend that we're here. 1045223. Okay, then we hit enter, and then are we west or north, or west or east? Sorry. Okay, so we're going to put that in. Okay, there we are, and we are what time zone you're in, and then you're going to put the time in military hours. So let's just pretend it's this time right here. You're going to have to put it in every time because it does not remember the time. Enter. And this is very important. This was one of the biggest things that screwed me up when I first started learning. Daylight savings. Make sure whether you have it on daylight savings or standard time. This time of year right now we're on standard time. Daylight savings doesn't start for a few weeks. It will make a huge difference in finding the right stars. Hit enter, and then obviously the date. And this isn't the date, but I'm putting it in anyway. We're actually 23. Hit enter. Okay, so now we pick the first star. I like to, depending on time of year, there are certain stars that I like, that I always go to. Let's just pretend, let's see, what do we have this time of year? Let's go to, let's see where this one takes us. Okay, so it'll ask you to actually slew to it yourself. So then you can use these arrows, left, right, up, down, and you can actually slew to, go back. You can actually slew to the star. Okay, whoop. No, it's not under there. Let's pretend that's that star. Now we make sure that it's centered in the eyepiece, and then we hit enter. And then it's going to actually ask you to align it, which means it's going to go much slower, and it'll be very fine movements to get the star in there. Once you have the star in the middle, you hit enter again, and there's one. Okay. Now we go, oh, you hit align, sorry. Go. Now we go to star 2. Pick any star again that you want. Let's see if let's go to calf. Okay. Again, you're going to slew to calf. Whoop, up. Okay, and you're going to hit enter when it's in the center of the eyepiece. Then to align it, remember it's very fine movements, up, down, left, right. Hit align, and that's it. The reason that it failed, by the way, is because it recognizes that the 2 stars are not in the right place. So it's telling me it failed. It knows from the first star to the second star that I did not slew far enough. That's why it's giving a failed, but you'll have it fine when you're doing it at night and you're actually having the right stars. Good luck. Hey, one thing I did want to mention, I wanted to make sure everybody knew, a couple things. This cord, be careful, because when these slew to a star, even though the star might be just to the right or the left, it will always go in one direction all the way around. So you have to make sure that you're following this cord and it doesn't get tangled or unplugged, otherwise you're starting all the way from scratch again, because it will pull it out. Also, if you can, if you're wintertime, especially in fall, if you can get a dew heater, this one actually, Celestron makes their own dew heater that sits right inside of here. If you can get your own dew heater, oh wow, beautiful that is. The other thing I have gotten for this, it's called Bob's Knobs. That way I can collate it whenever I want. Wait, is that collimation? Yeah, I can get it collimated exactly how I want to, and it's much easier than the little screws that it comes with. These are just extra things that I think if you have these kind of scopes, you really should think about. And there you have it. Hopefully that helped you out. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe. You know, the whole thing. And if you want to look at some other instructional videos, maybe look at this one here or wherever the heck they put them on this thing. I have no idea. Clear skies. See you next time.